အားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါအခုချိန်မှာတော့ Unit 11เนาะဘာလဲဆိုရင် a day's week ဘာလဲဆိုရင်တရက်ဆောင်မှာเนาะတရက်ဆောင်เนาะတရက်တော်ဆောင်မှာဆိုတော့เนาะဒီ unit လေးပါဒီ unit လေးရဲ့ topics က a day's week เนาะ a day's week တရက်ဆောင်မှာတဲ့တရက်ပဲဆောင်ကြည့်အောင် read the story came into the room to shut the windows while we were still in bed, and I saw him looking. He was shivering. His face was white, and he walked slowly as though it ached to move. What's the matter? Shads. I've got a headache. You better go back to bed. No, I'm all right. You go to bed. I'll see you when I'm dressed. But when I came downstairs, he was dressed, sitting by the fire, looking a very sick and miserable boy of 9 years. When I put my hand on his forehead, I knew he had a fever. You go up to bed, I said. You're sick? I'm all right, he said. When the doctor came, he took the boy's temperature. What is it? I asked him. Why don't you? Downstairs, the doctor left 3 different medicines in different colored capsules with the instructions for giving them. One was to bring down the fever, another a purgative, the third to overcome an acid condition. The germs of influenza can only exist in an acid condition, he explained. He seemed to know all about influenza and said there was nothing to worry about if the fever did not go above 104 degrees. This was a light epidemic of flu, and there was no danger if you avoided pneumonia. Back in the room, I wrote the boy's temperature down and made a note of the time to give the various capsules. Do you want me to read to you? All right. If you want to, said the boy. His face was very white and there were dark areas under his eyes. He lay here in the bed and seemed very detached from what was going on. I read aloud from Howard Pyle's book of pirates, but I could see he was not following what I was reading. How do you feel? Shads. I asked him. Just the same so far, he said. I sat at the foot of the bed and read to myself while I waited for it to be time to give another capsule. It would have been natural for him to go to sleep, but when I looked up, he was looking at the foot of the bed, looking very strangely. Why don't you try to go to sleep? I'll walk you up for the medicine. Sorry, I'll wake you up for the medicine. Now see type of that no me. I'd rather stay away. After a while, he said to me, you don't have to stay in here with me, Papa. If it bothers you, It doesn't bother me. No, I mean, you don't have to stay if it's going to bother you. I thought perhaps he was a little light-headed, and after giving him the prescribed capsules at 11 o'clock, I went out for a walk. It was a bright, cold day, the ground covered with sleet that had frozen, so that it seemed as if all the bare trees, the bushes, the cardboard brush, and all the grass and the bare ground had been banished for the ice. I took young Irish Irish cider for a little walk up the road and along a frozen creek. But it was difficult to stand or walk on the glassy surface, and the red dog slipped and slithered, and I feet twice hard, once dropping my gun and having it slide away over the ice. We flashed a covey of queer and a high clay bank with overhanging brush, and I killed two as they went out of sight over the top of the bank. Some of the covey lived in trees, but most of them scattered into brush piles, and it was necessary to jump on the ice-coated mounds of brush several times before they could flash. Coming out while you were poised unsteadily on the icy, springy brush, they made difficult shooting, and I killed two, missed five, and started back pleased to have found a copy close to the house, and happy there were so many left to find on another day. At the house, they said the boy had refused to let anyone come into the room. You can't come in, he said. You mustn't get what I have. I want him, I want him to in and found him in exactly the position I had left him. White-faced, but with the tops of his creaks flashed by the fever. Starting still, as he had started at the foot of the bed. I took his temperature. What is it? Something like 100, I said. It was 102 and 414. It was 102, I said. Who said so? The doctor? Your temperature is all right, I said. It's nothing to worry about. I don't worry, he said. But I can keep from thinking. Don't think, I said. Just take it easy. I'm taking it easy, he said and looked straight at. He was evidently holding tight to himself about something. Take this with water. Do you think it will do any good? Of course it will. I sat down and opened the pirate book and commenced to read it. But I could see he was not following, so I stopped. About what time do you think I am going to die? He asked. What? About how long will it be before I die? You aren't going to die. What's the matter with you? Oh, yes, I am. I had him say 102. People don't die with a fever of 102. That's a silly way to talk. I know they do. At school and friends, the boys told me, you can't live with 44 degrees. I've got 102. He had been waiting to dine all day ever since 9 o'clock in the morning. You poor shags. And poor old shags. It's like miles and kilometers. You aren't going to die. There's a different thermometer. On that thermometer, 37 is normal. On this kind, it's 98. Are you sure? Absolutely. I'm sad. It's like miles and kilometers. You know, like how many kilometers we make when we do 70 miles in the car. Oh, he's sad. But he gazed at the foot of the bed, relaxed slowly. The whole over himself relaxed too. Finally, and the next day, it was very slack and he cried very easily at little things that were of no importance. Okay,ဒီအပိုင်းမှာတော့ဆရာတို့ဒီတစ်ပတ် section နဲ့ပါပြီ။ဒါ story လေးတစ်ခုပေါ့နော်။ fever နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ story လေးတစ်ခုပေါ့နော်။ဆရာတို့ကဘာလဲဆိုရင် a day's wait တရက်လောက်စောင့်ပါ။တရက်စောင့်ပါ။တရက်စောင့်ပါဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းလေးဖြစ်ပါတယ်။နော် unit 11 okay ဆရာတို့နောက်တစ်ပိုင်းမှာတော့ explanation and usage လေးတွေဒါတပြည့်ရဲ့ dialogue စီလို့ပြောလို့ရမှာပေါ့နော်။နောက်တစ်ခုကဆရာတို့ဒီဟွာလေးမှာလေဒီ text တွေမှာတော့ဆရာတို့ဒီ grade 11 text တွေမှာတော်တော်များများကတော့ဆရာတို့ကျမကြီးနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဒီ old story လေးတွေတော့ story လေးတော်တော်များများတွေ့ရတယ်နော်ဟုတ်ပြီဆရာတို့နောက်တစ်ပိုင်းမှာတော့ expression တွေဒါလည်းအားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်